Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool from the closet. I want to talk about Ian now. Again, I've been talking about Ian the last couple of days here. Okay, I've been kind of really diving into it, but the day has come. Now, we knew this day was coming. It's about add-ons. Now, Ian has gone into an interview talking about add-ons and how they're going to soon, starting in pre-patch of midnight, limiting what add-ons have access to. Now, they gave a list of things that they're going to be taking away, and a lot of people are upset about this, but we kind of knew this was coming. Now, obviously, as you know, Blizzard has been making a big push to get rid of add-ons dictating how mechanics and boss fights go. Obviously, right now, there's a kind of an arms race right now. It's like, okay, well, Blizzard is, we make a boss, and then there's some weak ore that trivializes that boss mechanic, and then just, has a bunch of buttons on the screen that tells the player what to do, when to do it, and, at what percentage, right? Again, basically holding your hand. And then in turn, Blizzard's like, well, gee whiz, there's a weak ore for that. Let's make the boss fights even harder, because obviously these mechanics are being trivialized by these weak ores. So then there's this weird, arms race between the add-on makers and Blizzard, and now the encounters get harder and harder to the point where you now need weak ores in mythic content, in raid, in the higher end mythic raid content. You need weak ores. You're gonna be worthless without them, right? So Blizzard's obviously seen that has obviously backfired on them, and I completely agree. And now we're seeing Ian saying, okay, starting in pre-patch of midnight, we're going to start limiting the content. Now, obviously, it's not going to be a one full sweep at the start. It's going to be small things here and there. Now, obviously, Blizzard isn't just going to leave us high and dry without some add-ons. They have some built-in functionality that they're going to be adding into the game, like we saw with the cooldown manager and now the helper rotation in 11.1.7. Now, obviously, there's more to come, and I think Blizzard will be adding stuff into the game that helps you do some of the stuff that they're going to be cutting from the add-ons. Now, again, when you cut someone's supply off of an addicting drug, they're going to backlash, and the community backlash obviously pretty hard, right? Again, you're taking their drugs from them. You're taking their add-ons from them, right? And I think it's a good thing. Okay, guys? And I'm sorry if this upsets you, but our dependency on add-ons has gotten to a very critical and kind of cringe level, okay? They have every right to limit what access the add-on makers have to the game's files. And once they limit, right, obviously, Blizzard's just trying to control things. They're trying to make the game a little bit more fun. They said that countless times that there have been limited with game design decisions for boss fights, because they know that, they would be in a design meeting, right, and someone's like, oh, what if we do this fun mechanic for a boss? And then someone's like, someone could probably make a weak ore in like 2 seconds and make that mechanic worthless. And that's the problem. That should never happen. So I think add-ons have too much power, and I think it's good that they're limiting. Now, obviously, is this transition period going to be a tough time for people? Absolutely. But once we get off this addiction, we'll learn to be more attuned with the game that we love. And again, I know add-ons will never go away. They're not trying to replace all the add-ons, okay, guys? And, even with the cooldown manager, guys, or even with the rotation helper coming 11.1.7, I still will use some of the add-ons that I have. But again, it's going to help casual players. Again, imagine being a casual player, like, hey guys, I want to get into higher content. Okay, download this add-on, weak ore is this, weak ore that. Now your screen looks like a confetti, fuck fest, right? It's just ridiculous. And for people like us who have been playing since like 2004, 2006, we get used to all these add-ons being on our screen. But imagine if like a modern day player jumped into the world's first race and saw what was happening, they would be absolutely confused. And eventually this game's probably going to come out on console, so it even has to be dumbed down for that too. So again, guys, you might be upset that they're going after add-ons. And again, the article goes into more details of like what type of content they're going to cut. But this is going to be good for us. It's going to suck for a while, but it's going to be good for us in the long run, okay? Again, it's just like a drug addiction, okay? Uh-oh, the dealer's cutting us off. Uh-oh, we're going to lash out. We're going to start, scratching our arms and shit, start withdrawals, right? But eventually, once we get clean, we'll be okay. And I think we'll be okay, honestly. I have add-ons, but I don't have weak ores. I don't have weak ores installed, guys. I do not have that installed. 0 weak ores installed. Because I don't think we need them. I pride myself on becoming more in tune with the game, knowing mechanics, and you can learn what weak ores tell you, by the way. You don't need weak ores to tell you what to do. You can just learn it yourself, guys, and I think you'll be okay. So we're going to see people's skill go down, but eventually I think it will go more, I think it's going to go higher once we learn that we don't need weak ores for this stuff. And again, the mod owners, I know that you guys, make money off this stuff with donations, but you make mods for a game. They have every right to do whatever they want with their game. So it kind of stinks, but this is good for the community and in the end run. So, but Unoptimized Fool, definitely push your opinion down below. I've already been yelled at a couple times about my position, but I don't care. I'll see you guys next time. Again, Unoptimized Fool from the closet.